At MU Health, yes empowers. It's the oxygen that fuels innovation, creates breakthroughs, and gets heads nodding. Yes isn't scared of cancer. Cancer is scared of yes. Yes is a cure for type 1 diabetes and its momentum unstoppable. At Mid-Missouri's only academic health center, we live by the word yes, and it always finds a way.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, August the 15th. We're going to talk about something today that really is very important, and that is organ donation. There's an organization, the Rotary Club, they've called Rotary for Life, is heavily involved in organ donation, and I want to introduce you to Joe Weston and Tom Thomas. It's a pleasure to have both of you.
It's good to be here.
Good to be here, Paul.
And
Thanks for your
last time you were here, we ran out of time. I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, talking about organ donation. Let's start off with the most important question. Why is organ donation so important?
Well, as we sit here visiting, there are 122,000 people on the national wait list for organs, multiple organs, if you will. In Missouri, there are about 2,400 on the state wait list, and the need just exceeds the available organs. And what we're trying to do with our Rotary effort is educate persons so they know exactly how to register as an organ donor, because surprisingly, 90% of the population seems to support the notion of organ donation, but only 30% of those people know how to register.
Does it count when you go and renew your license?
Absolutely.
And you check that little box that you want to be an organ?
Absolutely.
That's about the easiest way.
Now, are you then put in a national registry?
You're put in the state registry, and there's a national registry, but you're in the state registry, and the national registry cooperates with them. And that one item I left for you there to look at shows you how they integrate the registries when they're looking for a match.
So when you check that little box, and that's really all you have to do.
That's
you
correct.
are then an organ donor.
Yes.
When you die.
Yes.
What if your next of kin does not realize that you had designated yourself as an organ donor and they decide they don't want this done?
That should never happen. One of the most important things to know is that when you've taken the time to think about it and to register, the next thing you want to do is let your loved ones know what you've done, and that registration represents your intent, and you want that honored at the time of your death. Mm-hmm. So you don't have the confusion or conflagration of emotions that might occur otherwise.
But it is legal. It is legal on the license, and if there is no next of kin present, can the doctors start harvesting organs that are needed from you once you have died?
Yes.
Start looking for a match.
By looking for a match.
You have to go through a prologue process there that gets to the point where you're making the match, but the answer is yes.
So who can donate organs and tissues?
Most anybody. People think they're too old or they've had a chronic disease. Well, there aren't many medical conditions that would preclude you from donating organs. There are several, but not very many. And the same with age. You're never too old. And what the surgeons told me is that you really don't know whether you can use the organs or not until the procurement team is there to harvest the organs, and then they can look at the physical condition of the organ, and they can test for things like HIV, sickle cell. Those kinds of reviews have to occur before they would accept an organ for transplant.
Okay, let's do a hypothetical situation. I die, okay? And I'm an organ donor. I've checked it on my driver's license. What is going to happen? Right there, the the doctor is seeing that you're an organ donor, do they go to a computer and see what is needed, and then they start looking at you and see what they can take out?
No. They they will contact what's called an organ procurement organization. And in the case of Columbia, we're within the Midwest Transplant Network procurement area, harvesting area. They're based in Kansas City. And the first call will be from the hospital emergency room to the OPO, the Organ Procurement Organization. And that's when they begin the process saying, we have a male, 5'10", type A plus blood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they start looking for matches around the country. It's not just confined to what exists in Missouri, but it's more or less nationwide. When they think they've got a physical match, they'll be sending a procurement team to the site, to the hospital, to begin the process of checking your organs.
This has to happen pretty quick,
This has to happen pretty quick, because if it's a heart, you have 4 to 6 hours from the time that it is removed from the deceased
till it's put in the other person?
Till it's put in the recipient. So, for instance, I got a heart, and we'll never know the donor, but we will know that that heart probably came from within 100 miles of Kansas City. Because when you've got those kinds of time limits on an organ, you just have to do it very quickly.
You're talking about miracles here. You're talking about miracles, what it is.
Well,
That's the word.
Yeah.
We're
almost out of time, but there's one other. How do people position themselves to be donors?
Be fit. You know, it's amazingly enough, it's everything your mother always told you: be moderate, be fit. And there are 2 ways to register. One is MissouriOrganDonor.com, which is the state registry, and you accomplish the same thing by having a notation on your driver's license saying you're a registered organ donor.
Okay.
As a result of that, I believe on the lower right side of your license you have a little red heart, or should have a little red heart, that makes it visible very quickly that in fact you're a registered organ donor.
Yeah. You've really shed some light on this. It's the last thing that you can do for someone by
That's
giving them
absolutely
part
correct.
of your body that they may go on living.
And giving them extended life, or maybe saving their life.
Or improving the quality of life.
Yes,
Tissue.
and a part of you is still living.
Yes,
Yeah, part of you is still
it
living.
is a miracle.
If people want more information, again, the website to go to is
www.rotarysouth.com, or they can go to MissouriOrganDonor.com, and it will give them facts and statistics and allow them to register.
Okay.
They
All
can-
right. Thank you, both of you, for coming
It's our
today.
pleasure.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for your interest.
All right.
Paul.
Tomorrow, Science on Tap and the State Historical Society. Have yourself a good afternoon. Bye-bye.